Today's lesson is going to be on the three branches of government. And first, I have this PowerPoint pulled up about the three branches of government. We're going to briefly go over what those three branches are. We're not going into a lot of detail on what each one does just yet, because that's what your learning is going to be kind of on your own today to get us started, to dive right into first learning about what the three branches of government are and what they do before we come back together and learn about them as a whole class. So starting with the first branch is the executive branch, and this involves the President of the United States, and he is the leader of the executive branch. There's a list of just some of his duties that he does, which are enforcing federal laws and recommending new ones, meet with leaders of other countries, serve as Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, and many other things. He has his cabinet, and there are many different cabinet departments, such as education, transportation, agriculture, health and human services, energy, and many more. The next branch is the judicial branch. This is made up of the Supreme Court, which is the highest court in the land. They decide arguments about the meaning of laws, how laws are applied, whether laws break the rules of the Constitution. There's some more information about the Supreme Court, and the third and final branch of the U.S. government is the legislative branch, which is made up of the House of Representatives and the Senate. And their primary duties are to write, debate, and pass bills, which are then passed on to the President for approval to become laws. Here's just some information more about the House of Representatives and as well as the Senate. There's some special duties of the legislature. And a fun fact is when Philadelphia was the capital of the United States, the House and Senate met in Independence Hall. The Senate met on the upper floor and the House met on the lower floor. Even today, the Senate is referred to as the upper house and the House of Representatives is called the lower house. So now that we've went over this PowerPoint just very briefly, what you're going to be doing today is learning some more about the three branches of government. So you're going to be broken up into 4 groups to complete this assignment. The students will be tasked with looking over the PowerPoint on the three branches of government as a whole class. We already did that, and so now you're going to look over it a little bit deeper together. I didn't go over every slide in detail, so you're going to access that from a link on Google Classroom and look at that together and read more in detail to learn what's on that. And you're also going to work as a group to read this article on the three branches of government. And it talks about more details about it, the checks and balances of it, and like some of the Supreme Court cases that you can see here from the judicial branch. So I want you to read over the article as a group as well. And then once you have completed both of those tasks, you will create a drawing representing the three branches of government to present what you have learned with the rest of the class. Now, some of my ideas here that I've found on Google that you might want to do is like on this one, it has the three branches of government. They have shown like a tree, and the branches are actual branches of the tree, and it has some of the duties in the leaves of each branch of what those branches do. And it also has a little bit about checks and balances down here at the bottom. So there's one idea of what you could do. You could also do a checks and balances where you draw each branch and then have the arrows pointing from each other telling what each one does to check each other. So those are just 2 examples. You can also find other examples online if you would like once you get with your group. But now you're going to have some time to work on this assignment, and then when we come back together as a class, you will present your poster that you make as a group to the rest of the class so that we can learn more about what each other has learned based on the PowerPoint and the article that you have read today. And it's time to get started with our assignment.